In the ever-evolving landscape of technology, few innovations spark as much debate as the DeepSeek model, a machine learning architecture built on the aging Nvidia A100 chips. As the tech community grappled with the implications of this model, it became a focal point of discussions that transcended technical specifications, delving into ethical considerations, economic factors, and the future of artificial intelligence itself. The inception of DeepSeek was rooted in a dual desire to push the boundaries of what artificial intelligence could achieve while also making the most of existing hardware. The A100, though a powerful chip in its own right, was increasingly seen as a relic in the face of newer, more efficient alternatives. Yet proponents of DeepSeek argued that the A100's architecture was not merely a stepping stone, but a robust foundation capable of supporting complex models that could rival state-of-the-art systems built on the latest hardware. As DeepSeek began to gain traction in research labs and tech companies, the initial excitement was palpable. Developers praised its ability to deliver high performance on tasks ranging from natural language processing to image recognition. The model's architecture, designed to leverage the strengths of the A100, allowed it to perform exceptionally well on certain benchmarks, leading many to believe that it could democratize access to high-quality AI tools. Smaller companies and startups, often unable to afford the latest hardware, found themselves empowered by this innovative approach, which promised to level the playing field. However, as the model's popularity grew, so did the controversy surrounding it. Critics emerged from various corners of the tech community, voicing concerns about the ethical implications of using older technology in a rapidly advancing field. They argued that relying on the A100, a chip that was becoming increasingly obsolete, was a misguided strategy that could hinder progress. The tech community was divided. While some hailed DeepSeek as a revolutionary model, others viewed it as a regression, a step backward in the relentless march of progress. One of the primary concerns raised was the environmental impact of continuing to use older chips. The tech industry had been under increasing scrutiny for its carbon footprint, and the A100 was no exception. Critics pointed out that clinging to older technology not only perpetuated inefficiencies, but also contributed to greater energy consumption. The debate intensified as environmental activists joined the conversation, arguing that the tech community had a responsibility to pursue sustainability. They questioned whether it was ethical to build models on hardware that was not only less efficient, but also produced more waste. In contrast, supporters of DeepSeek contended that the model's development was a necessary step towards sustainability. They argued that instead of discarding older chips, the industry should find ways to repurpose them, thus reducing electronic waste. This perspective resonated with a segment of the community that believed in the principles of circular economy, where resources are reused and recycled rather than thrown away. They posited that DeepSeek represented a shift in mindset, one that prioritized innovation through resourcefulness rather than blind adherence to the latest technology. As the debates raged on, another layer of complexity emerged: the question of accessibility. The tech community had long been plagued by issues of inequality, with access to cutting-edge technology often limited to well-funded organizations. DeepSeek, by virtue of its design, provided an opportunity for smaller entities to engage with advanced AI capabilities. Advocates highlighted how this model could empower researchers in developing countries, enabling them to contribute to global conversations about AI and machine learning without the need for exorbitant investments in hardware. Yet this argument was not without its detractors. Critics argued that while DeepSeek might make advanced AI more accessible, it did so at the cost of stagnating innovation. They feared that by clinging to older technology, the industry risked falling behind in a competitive global landscape. The fear of being outpaced by nations and companies that embraced the latest advancements loomed large, prompting calls for a reevaluation of the model's viability in the long term. Amidst these discussions, the technical challenges inherent in DeepSeek began to surface. While the model was praised for its performance in certain areas, it struggled with scalability. As organizations attempted to deploy DeepSeek in larger, more complex environments, They encountered limitations that the architecture of the A100 could not overcome. Issues such as memory constraints and processing speed became apparent, forcing developers to confront the reality that, despite its initial promise, DeepSeek might not be the panacea they had hoped for. The challenges of scalability brought forth another layer of debate: the balance between innovation and practicality. Some in the tech community argued that the pursuit of cutting-edge performance should not come at the expense of practical applications. They emphasized that while DeepSeek might excel in specific benchmarks, its real-world applications were limited. This prompted a broader conversation about the purpose of AI models. Should they be designed solely for performance metrics, or should they also address the practical needs of users in various industries? As the discourse around DeepSeek continued to evolve, the implications of its use extended beyond technical limitations and ethical considerations. The model became a symbol of the broader tensions within the tech community, tensions that reflected a struggle between tradition and innovation, sustainability and progress, accessibility and competitiveness. The debates surrounding DeepSeek echoed larger societal conversations about the role of technology in our lives, the responsibilities of those who create it, and the future we envision for AI. In an unexpected twist, the controversy surrounding DeepSeek drew the attention of policymakers and regulators. As the implications of AI technology became increasingly apparent, governments began to recognize the need for frameworks that would govern its development and deployment. The discussions surrounding DeepSeek provided a case study for the challenges regulators would face in balancing innovation with ethical considerations. Policymakers were tasked with addressing the concerns raised by environmental activists, accessibility advocates, and industry leaders, all while navigating the complexities of a rapidly changing technological landscape. As the debates reached a fever pitch, the tech community found itself at a crossroads. Some organizations began to pivot away from DeepSeek, investing instead in models built on the latest hardware, while others doubled down, believing that the model's potential had yet to be fully realized. The divergence in approaches highlighted the fragmented nature of the industry, where different factions held varying beliefs about the future of AI. In the midst of this turmoil, a new generation of developers emerged, eager to carve their own path in the world of AI. Inspired by the debates surrounding DeepSeek, they sought to create models that would not only leverage the strengths of existing technology, but also prioritize sustainability and accessibility. These developers were driven by a desire to create a more equitable tech landscape, one where innovation was not solely dictated by the wealth of resources, but was accessible to all. As they embarked on their journey, these developers faced their own set of challenges. They grappled with the legacy of models like DeepSeek, attempting to learn from its successes and failures. They recognized the importance of building on the foundation laid by previous generations while simultaneously challenging the status quo. This new wave of innovation brought with it a sense of optimism, a belief that the tech community could rise to meet the challenges of the present while envisioning a better future. In the years that followed, the conversations sparked by DeepSeek continued to resonate throughout the tech community. The model became a touchstone for discussions about responsible AI development, encouraging a more nuanced understanding of the interplay between technology, society, and the environment. The debates surrounding DeepSeek ultimately served as a catalyst for change, prompting a reevaluation of priorities and a renewed commitment to ethical considerations in the development of AI. As the dust settled on the controversies of the past, the tech community found itself in a new era, one characterized by collaboration and a shared vision for the future. The lessons learned from DeepSeek informed the development of new models and frameworks, fostering an environment where innovation thrived alongside responsibility. The debates that once divided the community now served as a unifying force, reminding all stakeholders of the importance of dialogue, reflection, and a commitment to creating technology that benefits humanity as a whole. DeepSeek, once a symbol of contention, transformed into a beacon of possibility, illustrating the power of discourse in shaping the trajectory of technology. The journey of this model, from its controversial inception to its eventual legacy, underscored the complexity of the tech landscape and the necessity of navigating it with care, foresight, and a sense of shared purpose. In the end, the story of DeepSeek was not just about a machine learning model, it was about the very essence of innovation and the responsibility that comes with it.